Coordinate geometry, finding the equation of a line exercise. Finding the equation of a line. The following is an exercise to find the equation of a line. Pause the video at this point, have a go at the questions, and when you've finished, restart the video and I'll go through the solutions. Okay, let's go through the answers. Now in question 1, you're given a diagram and you're asked to find the equation of each line in the diagram. Now we're going to use the equation y equals mx plus c, where m is the gradient of the line and c is the y-intercept. Now the first equation passes through the point 7 on the y-axis, so the y-intercept c is equal to 7. To find the gradient, we draw a triangle under the line. Now we can see that the base of the triangle is 1 and the height of the triangle is 2. Now the gradient m is the height over the base, so that's 2 over 1 or 2. So substituting in y equals mx plus c, we have the equation is y equals 2x plus 7. Now, for line 2, we see that it crosses the y-axis at 10. That means the y-intercept, c, is equal to 10. And to find the gradient, we need to draw a triangle under the line. Now, the height of the triangle is 4, and the base of the triangle is 3. But the line is sloping downhill as we go across the page. So the gradient m is equal to minus the height over the base, or minus 4 over 3. So if we substitute those in the equation y equals mx plus c, we have the equation is y equals minus 4 over 3x plus 10. Now we can multiply both sides of the equation by 3, and that gives you 3y equals minus 4x plus 30, or 3y plus 4x equals 30. Now we see for line 3, it crosses the y-axis at 5, so the y-intercept c is equal to 5. And to find the gradient, we draw a triangle under the line, and we notice the base is 3 and the height is 1. But this line slopes down, so the gradient is equal to minus the height over the base, or minus 1 over 3. So, using y equals mx plus c, we have the equation is y equals minus 1/3 x plus 5. If we multiply both sides by 3, we get 3y equals minus x plus 15, or we can simplify that as 3y plus x equals 15. Now, for line 4, we notice the line crosses the y-axis at 3, so the y-intercept, c, is equal to 3. To find the gradient, we draw a triangle under the line. The base is equal to 4 and the height is equal to 1. But the line is sloping downwards, so the gradient is equal to minus 1 over 4. So substituting in y equals mx plus c, we have the equation is y equals minus 1/4 x plus 3. And if we multiply both sides by 4, we get 4y equals minus x plus 12, or we can write that as 4y plus x equals 12. Now for part 5, we notice the line crosses the y-axis at minus 1. So the y-intercept c is equal to minus 1. To find the gradient of the line, we draw a triangle under the line. We notice the base is 2 and the height is 3. So the gradient is the height over the base, 3 over 2. So using y equals mx plus c, we have the equation is y equals 3 over 2 x minus 1, which if we multiply both sides by 2, gives us 2y equals 3x minus 2. Now in question 2, we're asked to find the equation of the line passing through the given point with the given gradient. Now in part 1, the point is 4, 3 and the gradient is 2. So using the equation y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1, we have x1 is equal to 4, y1 is equal to 3 and the gradient is equal to 2. So y minus 3 equals 2 into x minus 4. If we expand the brackets, that gives us y minus 3 equals 2x minus 8. And if we add 3 to both sides, y equals 2x minus 5. Now in part 2, we're given that the point is minus 1, 6 and the gradient is minus 1. So we have x1 is equal to minus 1, y1 is equal to 6 and the gradient m is equal to minus 1. So substituting in y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1, we have y minus 6 equals minus 1 into x take away minus 1. That simplifies to y minus 6 equals minus 1x minus 1. If we add 6 to both sides, that gives us y equals minus x plus 5, or we can write that y plus x equals 5. In part 3, we're given the point is 3 minus 4 and the gradient is minus 2/3. So x1 is equal to 3, y1 is equal to minus 4 and the gradient is equal to minus 2/3. So substituting in the equation y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1, we have y take away minus 4 equals minus 2/3 into x minus 3. If we multiply both sides by 3, we get 3 into y take away minus 4 equals minus 2 into x minus 3. Now, take away minus 4 is plus 4, so expanding the brackets, this gives us 3y plus 12 equals minus 2x plus 6. If we subtract 12 from both sides, we get 3y equals minus 2x minus 6, which we can write as 3y plus 2x plus 6 equals 0. Now in part 4, the point is minus 2 minus 4 and the gradient is 3. So we have x1 is equal to minus 2, y1 is equal to minus 4 and the gradient m is equal to 3. Substituting it in the equation, we have y take away minus 4 equals 3 into x take away minus 2. So that's y plus 4 equals 3 into x plus 2. So that's y plus 4 equals 3x plus 6. Now, if we subtract 4 from both sides, we get y equals 3x plus 2. Now in part 5, the point is 1 minus 3 and the gradient is 4 over 3. So we have x1 is equal to 1, y1 is equal to minus 3 and the gradient m is equal to 4 over 3. Substituting it in the equation of the line, that gives us y take away minus 3 equals 4/3 into x minus 1. If we multiply both sides by 3, that gives us 3 into y take away minus 3 equals 4 into x minus 1, which is 3y plus 9 equals 4x minus 4, and if we subtract 9 from both sides, that gives us 3y equals 4x minus 13. In question 3, we're given 2 points, A and B, and we're asked to find the equation of the line passing through them. Now in part 1, we're told A is equal to 4, 3, and B is the point 1, 5. And we're going to use the equation of the line is y minus y1 over y2 minus y1 equals x minus x1 over x2 minus x1. So in question 1, x1 is 4 and y1 is 3, x2 is 1 and y2 is 5. So substituting, we get y minus 3 over 5 minus 3 equals x minus 4 over 1 minus 4. That is, y minus 3 over 2 is equal to x minus 4 over minus 3. If we cross multiply, we get minus 3 into y minus 3 equals 2 into x minus 4. If we change the sign on both sides, we get 3 into y minus 3 equals minus 2 into x minus 4. And expanding the brackets, 3y minus 9 equals minus 2x plus 8. And if we add 9 to both sides, we get 3y equals minus 2x plus 17, which we can write as 3y plus 2x equals 17. In question 2, the points are A, 6, 4, and B, 8 minus 2. So x1 is equal to 6, y1 is equal to 4, x2 is equal to 8, and y2 is equal to minus 2. So substituting in the equation y minus y1 over y2 minus y1 equals x minus x1 over x2 minus x1 gives us y minus 4 over minus 2 minus 4 equals x minus 6 over 8 minus 6. In other words, y minus 4 over minus 6 equals x minus 6 over 2. If we cross multiply, that gives us 2 into y minus 4 equals minus 6 into x minus 6. We can divide all the way through by 2, so 1 into y minus 4 equals minus 3 into x minus 6. Expanding the brackets, y minus 4 equals minus 3x plus 18. So if we add 4 to both sides, we get y equals minus 3x plus 22, or we can write that as y plus 3x equals 22. In part 3, the points are A, 4, 7, and B, 8, 13. So we have x1 is 4, y1 is 7, x2 is 8, y2 is 13. Now, substituting in the equation y minus y1 over y2 minus y1 equals x minus x1 over x2 minus x1, we have y minus 7 over 13 minus 7 equals x minus 4 over 8 minus 4. In other words, y minus 7 over 6 equals x minus 4 over 4. Cross multiplying, that gives 4 into y minus 7 equals 6 into x minus 4. If we divide by 2, 2 into y minus 7 equals 3 into x minus 4. Expanding the brackets gives us 2y minus 14 equals 3x minus 12, and if we add 14 to both sides, that gives us 2y equals 3x plus 2. In part 4, we have A is minus 6 minus 3, and B is 2 minus 1. So x1 is minus 6, y1 is minus 3, x2 is 2, and y2 is minus 1. Now that gives us y take away minus 3 over minus 1 take away minus 3 equals x take away minus 6 over 2 take away minus 6. Now, take away minus 3 is plus 3. So we have y plus 3 over minus 1 plus 3, which is 2, equals x plus 6 over 2 plus 6, which is 8. Cross multiplying gives us 8 into y plus 3 equals 2 into x plus 6. We can divide by 2. 4 into y plus 3 equals 1 into x plus 6. If we expand the brackets, that gives us 4y plus 12 equals x plus 6. And if we subtract 12 from both sides, 4y equals x minus 6. In question 4, we're asked to find the equation of the line perpendicular to y equals 3x minus 9, passing through the point 7, 6. Well, first we need to find the gradient of the line y equals 3x minus 9. Now, the equation is y equals mx plus c, where m is the gradient, so in this case m is equal to 3. The line y equals 3x minus 9 has gradient 3. Now, the gradient times its perpendicular is equal to minus 1. So if the gradient is 3, the perpendicular has gradient minus 1 over 3, or minus a third. And the line passes through 7, 6. So if we use the equation of the line y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1, the required line has x1 7 and y1 6, and gradient m equals minus a third. So y minus 6 equals minus a third into x minus 7. If we multiply both sides by 3, we have 3 into y minus 6 equals minus 1 into x minus 7. So 3y minus 18 equals minus 1x plus 7. And if we add 18 to both sides, we get the equation is 3y plus x equals 25. In question 5, we have to find the equation of the line that's perpendicular to 2y equals 3x minus 3, passing through the point 7, 2. And we have to find where this new line crosses the y-axis. So if we start with the equation 2y equals 3x minus 9, to get it in its standard form, we can divide all the way through by 2. This gives us y equals 3 over 2x minus 9 over 2. So the gradient of the line is the number in front of the x, which is 3 over 2. Now, we want the perpendicular to that line, so the gradient of the perpendicular will be minus 2 over 3. And we know it passes through the point 7, 2. So, to find the equation of the perpendicular, we use the formula y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1, where x1 is 7, y1 is 2, and the gradient is minus 2/3. So, y minus 2 equals minus 2/3 into x minus 7. If we multiply all the way through by 3, we get 3 into y minus 2 equals minus 2 into x minus 7. So 3y minus 6 equals minus 2x plus 14. If we add 6 to both sides, 3y equals minus 2x plus 20, which we can write as 3y plus 2x equals 20. Now we want to find where this new line crosses the y-axis. Now it crosses the y-axis when x is equal to 0. So 3y plus 0 is equal to 20, or 3y equals 20. If we divide by 3, y equals 20 over 3, or 6 2/3. So the line crosses the y-axis at the point 0, 6 2/3.